Hello everybody, this is Adrienne with Ascension Soul Coaching. Today is January the 30th, 2023, and I want to talk about the Tyre Nichols issue, the young gentleman who was killed by the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department on the 10th of January 2023. You know, the officers have been arrested, but they were charged with murder, aggravated assault, and misconduct. And hopefully, I think there's a whole lot of things that's coming down on them. But I want to read about what in the world would allow someone to do that. Because to me, it was like mob mentality. They're on what's called the Scorpion Unit with the Memphis Police Department, which means they're concentrating on street crimes, guns, gangs, things like that, auto theft. So that's what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be tackling it. And I want to read you what the Scorpion Unit stands for. All right, so let me get my glasses out and read this. The Scorpion stands for Street Crimes Operations to Restore Peace in Our Neighborhoods. That's the acronym, Scorpion. And it was launched in 2021 to go out and focus on certain hot spots in the city so that they can eradicate crime. And a lot of these crimes are in, unfortunately, the black communities, okay? So you have black officers who's supposed to be there to promote peace in the black community who killed a black youth. Does that make sense to you all? No. So what I want to do is do a reading on it and see, well, what in the world happened? What were you all thinking? So, these are these cards. Okay. So I want to know what's going on with that unit, with those 5 men, because I can't say it's the whole unit. We don't know if it's the whole unit that acts like that or feels the way that these guys feel. Although we just heard that the whole unit was suspended today, or either yesterday. They're terminated. They're no longer going to have that unit. I think it was like 50 people in the unit, something like that. So they're all been terminated, which is a good thing. So I want to read what was going on with these guys, these 5 guys. What drove them to do this? And I'm going to let y'all see the cards. Sorry. Let them come out. So I'm going to do 5 cards to get an idea of the whole group, the 5 guys. In general, what was going through their heads? What made them do this? Get a good understanding. Oops. Here we need one more card. All right, so we got 5 cards. And we're going to look at them and read them. And these are based on the regular tarot, even though it's called the chair. So if we start out with the 7, this was the first card. It is the white. See it? Okay, the white card. And if you can see, the first date is the 7th. This is the day that Tyre was actually beaten by the police officers for questioning. They want to question him. The chair is empty. They never got a chance to question this guy. The white chair. The white card. You know, a lot of people talk about the black card, the race card. It's not even a race card. This is a card we're talking about the beginning. So on the 7th is the beginning of what happened. They wanted to interrogate him. They wanted to stop him to talk to him. But the 13th chalice card, which is reversed. Okay, this is like the Queen of Cups. It's reversed. So there was no nurturing, no care for this person. Actually, they didn't really care about him. He was afraid when he got stopped, sitting in his car. That's him. Like, I'm afraid they're gonna lock me up. This is what, because this woman looks like she's in the house locked up, right? Right? And they didn't have any care for this person. They didn't care. They had no care for this person. It's like a game to them. And they banded together. This is the Lover's card. They banded together. Right? They were all in on it. As a group. if one went in on them, they all went in on him. When they went to the car to get him, they knew they were going to rough him up. They were going to play around with him roughly. I don't think they thought they was going to kill him, but they were going to play with him roughly and teach him a lesson for whatever they thought he did. Okay, and then we have the Eight of Wands. So he was in the car trying to get which when they stopped him and tried to get and then he ran from them, but he was in the car when they stopped. This is the Eight of Wands. It's reversed. I mean, something went wrong. Look at this, this bird. This looks like a bird. Let me see. Is it a bird? It's either a bird or paper. But the communication with them was get him, because he's trying to get away. Get him. And he did run away. He did get away from them for a few minutes after they were tasing and beating him. He did get away and run, and they ran after him. And 11, which is the Page of Wands, is reversed. This is a brand new unit out on a mission. Remember, they started in 2021, so they haven't been on the job in this Scorpion unit long. And I guess they had something to prove. This is the Page of Wands reversed. Maybe there are a lot of people disgruntled because maybe I read that by 2022 in December, the actual city was saying, or the state of Tennessee was saying, that crime had went down 20% in Memphis, and they were probably going to close out that year with the least amount of violent crimes being committed or murders being committed, right? So this gang, I think in some way, probably had a good, I don't want to say reputation. They were part of what was happening that reduced the crime. That's why it was created in 21. And in 2022, they see now that the crime numbers have gone down. But Scorpion, they're there to sting you, right? I think that they really were a very, very aggressive group of people. And I think they were put on that team because they're very aggressive police officers. And someone knew that, and they liked that they had the gall to go out there to do the work in the bad neighborhood, and what they consider a bad neighborhood, to bring down the crime levels. But they were supposed to bring peace, not more drama and trauma into that particular neighborhood. And that's what they did, because there was no structure. There was no real true guidance, is what I'm thinking. And so they did what they did. They were given a leash to, they were given a task without any parameters, and whatever went wrong, they would be taken care of. I think that's what's happened. There's this group, there's this band, there's this solidarity between them, that if something went wrong, they have the right to punish the people the way they want to. This guy's carrying a staff, and it is the Page of Wands. They were given unlimited access and no accountability, really and truly, other than to bring the numbers down. So do what you do, however you do it, we'll cover you. Probably just don't kill anybody, right? Or up to killing someone. And I think that's part of the marching orders. Unsaid, but they knew that they had the ability to go out there and rough people up if they wanted to. And they wouldn't be held accountable for it. But they didn't account for this boy dying, I think. Okay, so let's look at, again, let's go a little further. How do they feel now about, cards coming out. How do they feel now about what happened with Tyre? I'm going to throw out 3 cards. How are these 5 officers feeling now about Tyre? What happened with Tyre? Let's come up that way. And these are French cards, and these are my Les cards de Homes Nouveau, the new man. These are Oracle cards. How are they feeling now about what happened to Tyre? How do they feel now? So one more card, that's all I need. And we got it. One more card was this one. Oh, actually I got 4 cards. I'm going to take them all. They're all reversed, if you can see. The first card is the Sufferance. Okay, and it's reversed. So this card means victory, but it's reversed. So they're not happy about what happened. They don't think they won in this situation. The next card is La Negociante. Viva de la Riche. This is reverse. This card means the merchant, the gift, resource, trade. This is like selling something. They're being held accountable for something, but they think they're going to be able to negotiate. They really don't think they're going to be able to negotiate themselves out of this. They're not going to be able to make a deal to get them out of this. Le Nomad, reversed again. Spiritual discourse, detachment. This is what this means. So man on a camel. They're going to go away for a while. They're upset. They're searching. And they feel alone. They feel like they're out, being hung out to dry all on their own. And the last card is Le Père, which is father, but it's Voice de la Familia, right? The father, the protector, security. See this picture? Family. The blue people in blue are always a family, and they thinking that, again, they are not going to be protected by the police department. They're already charged for murder. Wow, all these are negative. So they don't feel like they won. They feel like there's not going to be a deal made on their behalf. They feel like they're alone, and they're not going to be protected by the police department. They're going to be hung out to dry. Okay, and then what is going to be the outcome of this? I want to throw one card of this case. We don't know how long it's going to take to go to court, go to trial. It just happened. I'm going to use the oracle cards, the duck soup oracle, and what's going to be the outcome for these 5 gentlemen overall, because, you know, some hit them more than others. Some just stood by, right? They lost their jobs. They're not going to get the jobs back. But as far as being really going to court and being held accountable and everything that needs to come out, what's going to be the outcome? Because I'm thinking it's going to at least take a good year for this to be finalized, at least a year. Cards can read out to about a year, so we're cutting it close. So let's just see. And then I'm going to throw out 2 cards to get a better, deep understanding for this. What's going to be the outcome? So this one fell out, so we're going to take that one. And one more card. Maybe that's it. What's the good outcome? Because everything has a reason and a rhyme for happening. So we got military person. And we have expectation. So I think there's going to be more rules and regulations. So they're already disbanded, but I think there's going to be some more rules that's going to come out about how the police patrol those particular areas, those hot spots. There's going to be a new band of people put out there to patrol those areas.
Got a lot to talk about.
We begin with U.S. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris meeting with members of the Congressional Black Caucus to push for police reform, following the death of Tyre Nichols at the hands of the Memphis police.
And so the idea of Cop City is one in which it is a militarized police base, a militarized police center. They're going to have a space for a Black Hawk helicopter pad. They're going to have over a dozen firing ranges, a mock city to practice urban warfare, military-grade training centers. They're going to have spaces to detonate explosives. And then lastly, on the issue of Cop City itself, in terms of giving training to Georgia police here in the United States. And so the tactics that are used against Palestinians are going to be exported here to the United States, and the tactics used against Black people by the police are going to be exported to Palestine.
We need to have more adult conversations. That's why I appreciate what we're doing here right now. Both left-wing and right-wing libertarian perspective, we're all agreeing. We should all be concerned about the militarization of the police. All of us should be. The second thing that is extremely alarming is the fact that they were building this cop city to begin with. Can we talk about this? So you have 300 acres of forest land. What are we doing building a $90 million cop city? This is not the army. This is not the military. I have been to this kind of facility in another country where there were legitimate military purposes for something like this. This is not a military facility. Who is it that these people need to spend $90 million to figure out how to what?